What is happening, Fish and Friends? Tonight we're going to discuss all the chatter around vibrating jigs. There are all kinds of new vibrating jigs on the market. The new Strike King Thunder Cricket. They've even got the Strike King Rageblade. Haven't used this thing. How about the Terminator Shudderbait? Y'all see me use that in a video not too long ago. They've got the Booyah Melee. Haven't even got to throw this thing yet. And there's even things out on the market that I've never even heard of, and they come with address treble. Interesting. Well, to truly appreciate why most of us refer to any bladed jig as a chatterbait, we have to take a look at how it all started. I found an article on Bassmaster.com from Steve Wright called Let's Chat About Chatterbaits. It's a cool story about Ronnie Davis and how he started the chatterbait back in 2004. Now, it's a cool story because in that article, it goes on to tell how the chatterbait got its name, and it actually all started as a joke. When they were out testing in the boat one day, throwing the lure around, Ron's father jokingly said, "Man, the vibration from this thing's enough to make your teeth chatter." And from then on, it was known as the chatterbait. Now, it's crazy to see reading in the article that back in 2004, when he really started putting this lure out there, they sold 5,000 lures. After a number of local anglers in the area started winning tournaments, the next year in 2005, sales jumped up to 25,000 units. Then after a handful more professionals, and I believe it was like 4 or 5 out of the top 10, and a couple of the local FLW events were winning on the chatterbait, sales in 2006 jumped to 500,000. Ron and his company Rad Lures couldn't keep up with the demand. That's when ZMan came in the picture. Rad Lures reached an agreement with ZMan to build and distribute lures in 2006, and over the next 2 years, ZMan sold almost 4 million chatterbaits. That's pretty insane that a guy in his garage created arguably the best vibrating jig on the market, the chatterbait. So in today's video, we're going to look at a few of the different ZMan chatterbaits and compare those to some of the new vibrating jigs on the market. So what do you say? Let's take a closer look. So first, let's take a look at these ZMan chatterbaits. Man, I've put a lot of time in with these, as I'm sure a lot of you out there have as well. They're such a great search bait around grass, you know, in that dirty water, that vibrating jig. Well, let me just show you here. They're nothing more than a swim jig. If you were to take that blade off there, it's really just a jig or, a different type of swim jig head. On the nose of that, add a hexagonal type blade on there with a little clip and you got a chatterbait. And it's this, the vibration from that jig, that, vibrating, clicking, vibrating back and forth. That's really what makes this bait so effective. And this happens to be the original chatterbait. Nothing too crazy or special with it. Pretty affordable, $4 or $5. I usually just grab mine at Walmart. It's the base model. It's got that old clip style on it. I believe they are replacing those with this type of clip style. That's that Mustad Quick something, I think they call it. On the original standard chatterbait here, nothing crazy with the head, just a solid head color. Not a bunch of real crazy different skirts. They got a few different ones and they still work in this original. Still look very good. You can see the trailer or soft plastic keeper here is, nothing crazy, just that standard kind of hook molded into the lead there. Nothing too insane. Now, next is the Chatterbait Custom. This is probably my favorite out of all of them. This is an exclusive on Tackle Warehouse, you can see there. This one's also pretty affordable. I think they're like $6.99 normally, but they often run specials on these, the 20% off, or they did have this as a daily special with the 15% off, so I got a bunch of these for like $4. Now, this custom version is cool because it's got kind of a little bit different profile, so you can see with the original chatterbait there, it's got that quick change skirt on it. And this is more your standard, jig or swim jig there. You can see it's got the rubber keeper on there for the skirt. A little bit different, kind of profile there. Another big difference is the hook on these. You can see side by side there, the Chatterbait Custom has a smaller, a little bit more compact hook compared to the original chatterbait here. Much larger, longer, a little bit bigger hook on it. Now, depending on if you like it or not, the Chatterbait Custom has that little wire hook keeper, that you slide the plastic up on, and that grabs it right there. So some people like those, some people hate them, but I like it. Number of different colored blades on this custom version. I love the black blade, I'm fishing in dirtier water. This is, I believe, the baby bass color. You can see they're a little bit different head design. They put a little bit more into that, and the flake, the different color layers. This also has that upgraded clip on the front of the chatterbait there. Now, one thing that I always do when they come stock, you can see there's just a small gap where they put that together. I always take my pliers, my needle nose pliers, and crimp that together just to be safe. But overall, I really like this one. Cool little profile, the Chatterbait Custom. Next in line would be the Chatterbait Elite, and I'll just take this out of here so you can see it. Gosh, that was harder than I thought it was going to be. So that's the Chatterbait Elite. Did I just say custom? Chatterbait Elite is the next one, and this I think goes for like $6.99 on Tackle Warehouse. So again, just a few small differences over the original and the custom. So you can see the Chatterbait Elite has a little bit even bigger hook than, just the regular chatterbait there. A little bit longer, different shanked hook on it. What do they say that's on there? With a 5/0 Gamakatsu hook. It's got a little bit larger, more pronounced soft plastic keeper on there, and it points up instead of down like on the original. I know they do just a little bit different stuff with the head of the Elite. You can see this one has some glitter in it. They get just a little bit fancier there, and again, that different line tie. I know they've also got some fancy different skirt types in the Elite, but overall another very good lure. Now, last on the list, one that I have been having a ton of luck with this year, and that's the ZMan Project Z. So when you look at the soft plastic keeper on this one, this has the one that points up and down. It's got both, and I noticed that this one does hold the soft plastics on really well. Project Z has a similar hook on it right there. That's a mustad super something chemically partial. I don't know. Did I just say words there? Chemically polished or something like that. I don't know. It's very sharp. With the Project Z, they get a little bit fancier with the head there. You can see different layers of paint on that. They've got the eyes added to it and the skirts. They've got a bunch of really cool different skirt designs, you know, with the added layer. And you can see it's kind of got the layers within the skirt. So it's got the short ones here and the longer ones here to kind of look like that tail on back. Again, that same kind of upgraded line tie deal on there. There you go, the Project Z. Now, I know there are also a couple others out there that I haven't used, like the free swinging head. I've got some of the others that kind of resemble that. And the jackhammer. I can't pull the money on that. It's like, what, 16, 18 bucks for one of those? I don't know. I've had good luck with these, and these are all under 8 bucks, you know, get them on sale, $4 or $5. But enough of the Z-Man stuff. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with those. Let's look at this new stuff. Okay, probably the biggest one that I've had people requesting to see on my channel is the Strike King Thunder Cricket. Now, what's really interesting about this one is I saw a couple posts from Z-Man talking about this, and they're saying, well, yeah, that's our design. You know, people talking about it. They're like, well, wait a minute, what? I'm not sure that a lot of people are aware, but if you look on back here, this is sold and licensed under the patents owned by Z-Man Fishing. So really, these are the same patents, the same designs that Z-Man uses. They've just let Strike King use them. Well, I shouldn't say let. I'm sure Strike King had to pay a bunch of money, but... And these are supposed to retail for, what, 14 bucks, $13.95. I got this one on sale, I think, for $9, and that was, to me, still a lot because, honestly, chatterbaits are one of the #1 lures that I lose the most. So I just can't see spending, you know, more than $4 or $5 on them. Let's crack this baby open, see what it looks like compared to the ZMan Chatterbaits. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed opening this and looking at this is a little bit different rounded head design. You can see there it's just a little tad slightly different. I mean, it's very close. You can tell it's pretty close to the same design. They did add the eyes on there like the Project Z. The skirt is nothing crazy or spectacular. It's not one of these quick change skirts like Z-Man uses. You can see here it's got that kind of plastic glue around it. Pop that off here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. That's the Z-Man quick change skirt. It's got that glue around there, kind of that rubber, and they just pop right on and off. Slide that back on there just like that, and it goes right up onto the top. So that's those quick change skirts. This is more like that Chatterbait Custom with just that rubber band, you know, holding it on and the skirt deal. It does have a clip line tie, a little bit different, and the blade here is rounded, so nothing insanely crazy. It's got rounded edges there. You can see it does kind of have that longer shanked hook. It looks like it's a little bit wider. Just a slightly taller hook design there. You can see it has that little wire soft plastic keeper, so you can see very similar, and thus that's why it's very similar to the Z-Man stuff because, well, it's their patent and design. Okay, so the Strike King Thunder Cricket. I'm excited to try that. Pretty cool looking lure. This one I'm not going to go into a bunch of crazy detail about. You have seen me talk about this in past videos, and I got to throw it the other night, and it did very well on one of my local ponds, the Terminator Shudder, or shuddering bait. I noticed on this old package they call it the Shudder bait. On the new packages they call it the shuddering bait. Kind of interesting. Now the biggest difference that I noticed with this over, you know, just a regular chatterbait or vibrating jig is this head design. You can see it's got a polymer of some sort of cup bladed thing on the front there. It's just got a big split ring that attaches that to the nose of the lure. That's what makes it shudder. So you can see here, which is exactly what I said when I fished it, it's got an erratic sweeping action. So it's almost got that hunting action when this head moves through the water. It's almost like it's hunting or searching for something. So, you know, I don't know if that's going to make a big, huge difference with this lure, enough to use it over just a regular old chatterbait. I guess you'll have to try one for yourself. I mean, I'm definitely not going to be getting rid of the chatterbaits and going solely with these, which is another kind of funny story behind that. If you all remember when Ott Defoe won the Bassmaster Classic this year, he was using what he said to be a vibrating jig. Now, I believe he's sponsored by Terminator, so he couldn't come out and say it, but he was using a Z-Man Chatterbait. I think in the press conference and everything, he just said he was using a vibrating jig, and I know Z-Man was kind of like, come on, y'all, throw us a bone. I have no problem with sponsors. You know, if you want to have sponsors and stuff, they're helping to pay your bills, whatever it is. But, you know, if you're using a bait or something, just say it. Throw them a few bucks and say, yeah, I was using Z-Man. But anyway, there it is, the Terminator shuddering bait or shudder bait. It's got the wire keeper on there. Good, large, sharp wire hook. Everything I liked about it. Fishing it that night, I liked it. But, yeah, I'm not going to get rid of the chatterbait. Next on the list is another one from Strike King. I saw this the other day. They had these at sale at my local tackle shop. I picked one up. I think these were like $3.99. Never used one of these before. This was a little bit different one in the lineup. Did I tell you what it was called? The Rageblade. And all these lures that I'm using, most all of them are going to be in 3/8. Sometimes I'll bump up to the 1/2 ounce and a little bit deeper, but 3/8 is my go-to in shallow water. This Rageblade, this is the only one in the lineup that actually has the weight fixed to the blade. Well, I shouldn't say only one, but only one in this type of design. Unique keel weighted blade, rod thumping, vibrating, highest hookup ratio in its category. Years of development are responsible for producing this lure. It overcomes all problems experienced with previous vibrating. What? I don't know about all that. This is supposed to be better than, to me it sounds like they're saying better than a chatterbait. Interesting looking line tie there. The weight's at the bottom of the blade. Not a lot of meat to the lure. Very interesting looking little thing. I've never used one. Got just the one soft plastic keeper on top there. Hook is good and sharp on it though, good heavy wire. Really can't say much about this thing. Definitely interesting looking. It's got, kind of that spinnerbait trailer looking deal on it, but I have not used one, so I need you all to let me know if you've ever used this thing. What do you think about it? Does it come through cover well? Thinking it might do that well. Come over? Heck, I don't know. It's an interesting looking thing. Again, the Strike King Rageblade. Next is the Trickster 2. You got to see just a taste of this in my recent video, my 3 different cast video. I was using the black and blue version of this, and I caught a couple more after that, so that'll be coming up in a video soon. But the 2 biggest things that I really like about this, number 1, the hook. I like it. It's a little bit different. You can see the point of it points down. So once you put the soft plastic on, it makes this thing extremely weedless. Only thing I don't like about that hook point pointing down there is I think it might not have a good as hookup ratio as an open hook chatterbait like that. But that's kind of the give or take. If you want it to be a lot more weedless and protected like that, it's probably not going to have as good a hookup ratio. Now the second thing I really liked about it is this head design. So I think honestly a lot of the time that I'm getting my chatterbait hung up is because of that blade. It's hard, doesn't have any give. It does not play well with wood. I get mine caught in wood all the time. With this Trickster 2, you don't have to worry about that. It's like a soft rubber type blade. You can put it backwards like that, or you can put it forward. These actually really remind me of a scrounger head. For those of you guys that fish the river, a scrounger with the fluke, used those before. That's what this thing reminds me of. So a little bit different design, pretty cool. Again, it's got that free swinging head. I know ZMan has one like this. I forget what it's called. ZMan free swinging, something like that if I remember right. I don't know, but a similar design to this where that head can move completely free and independent of the lure. So truly the weedlessness of this lure really impressed me when I was out fishing it. I was bringing it through bushes, over large logs. I did not get this hung up or, in danger of getting hung up at all. So I was really impressed with that. But again, just the first time when I had a couple fish grab it, I missed the fish twice before I actually got the hook up. I'm going to keep testing this out and hopefully you will see this in a video coming soon. On to the next lure. This happens to be the Booyah Melee. I have not got to try these yet either. Picked these up at my local tackle store on sale. I think I got these on sale for $5. Let's crack one open. Okay, so this thing, now I've heard from people, again, I haven't got a fish yet, but I've heard from people that this does come through cover pretty well. It's interesting there. You can see the blade does protect the shank of that hook, or the point of the hook, sorry, not the shank, the point there. It's got just a regular clip there as your line tie. Pretty close to that hexagonal type blade with, just a couple indents cut in it. 3/8 ounce again. Now you can see up a little closer, the head design on this is much different than all the other vibrating jigs that I've showed you. So you can see that it's got a wire that goes through there and the bottom of the blade is fixed to that. So when this goes back and forth, it actually creates a vibrating clicking sound. It's a little bit different. I'm going to link my guy Midwest Bass Hunter. I'm going to link his channel below. I'll link it at the end as well. Take a look at his channel. He's done a bunch of different underwater footage videos with these. The jackhammer, I know this Booyah Melee. I'm not sure if he's done the Thunder Cricket, but a number of these. I think he also did the Shudder bait. Did some underwater tests with these so you can kind of see how they run in the water. It's very interesting. He does a good job at showing that. So I'll link that down below. Check that out so you can see kind of what these all look like in the water differently. Soft plastic keeper on this one, nothing crazy. That wire coming out the bottom. Hook on it is very similar to that Project Z Chatterbait, a little bit longer. When you put them over each other, almost identical. Now with the paint, they gave you some fancy paint on here, some red eyes. You can see that's a dual colored head there, the black and purple. They also threw some of that glittery, tinsely, I don't know what you call that stuff in there. That makes it look pretty cool. Hopefully the fish think so, but I'm excited to try that one as well. Very different looking lure. Again, that is the Booyah Melee. Now the final one I picked up from Tackle Warehouse when I put in my recent order. I saved this one. I don't think I showed you at all. This is from Pepper Custom Baits. Man, it's set up for aquatic warfare. Watch out, Aquaman. This one was kind of interesting because, you know, obviously it looks very cool. It's got the bluegill color there. Let's take it out so I can show you. But I got this one because it also comes with the swim bait, which I thought was cool. It gives people the whole package, especially for a newer angler. But I really wanted to see what this was about. This one you can change. They included a dress treble hook in there. Man, that's very sharp. Good treble on it. A dress treble. That looks like a pretty good little swim bait somewhere, you know, kind of to a Kitech. All right, so I picked this one up because it was different. You can see it's got the screw keeper there for your soft plastic like that Trickster 2. Very sharp trocar hook there, you can see. Very sharp hooks. So again, with this one, you're going to be able to, you know, screw the head of your swim bait, crawl, whatever you're going to put on here. Screw that in there and make it weedless, just like you do on that guy. That's what they've done here. They've got the split ring there connecting it to the lure and then to your hook. So you could take this off and put whatever hook on the back you wanted. You could take this split ring, put it on there, and you could have a treble hook on the back of it. Kind of neat. I haven't seen that on a bladed jig yet. It's got the bronze blade. Nothing crazy special about the blade. I think those are kind of the bulk ones that you can get if you make your own. And then just the clip. Nothing too crazy about it, but a cool, different way to kind of put that together. Fancy skirt on it, too. Good looking little bluegill imitation there. I'm excited to try that one as well. So I know I haven't got to try all these out yet, but that really begs the question. What do you all think? Is the chatterbait dead? Do you think any of these other type of vibrating jigs are going to be overtaking ZMan and the chatterbait anytime soon? Well, in my honest opinion, no, I don't think so. You know, ZMan has built such a number of different good vibrating jigs. I've used them. They're effective. Again, like all of you out there, you've probably used a chatterbait. They're a great little lure. So I will definitely be putting some testing in with all these different other ones out there. This Melee, the Trickster some more, this Thunder Cricket that I know people are excited to see me throw. More importantly, I want to hear from all of you. So please comment below and let me know if you've used any of these other type of bladed jigs and what do you think about them. So that will do it from me for tonight. Thank you all so very much for watching and supporting my channel. My channel's gone far beyond anything I ever thought it could, and it's because of awesome folks like you. So comment below, let me know, questions, comments, which one you want to see me throw the most. I got to get out of here and get to bed. So thanks again for watching, and until next time,